stand down.
Yes,
Enemy
please.
UAV
Stopping
overhead.
power
Destination
rounds?
marked.
I wouldn't mind if I do.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
30 of them behind us.
25 remaining.
I think they're on the
Enemy
roof.
down. Enemy UAV overhead.
Pushing them. Oh. Shit, they're closer than I thought.
Enemy spotted.
I'm safe for res. Blue.
Still alive, stand up!
I'm coming. I'm running. Is he coming? Yep, they're pushing. He's getting his buddy up right here. Yep, they're getting his buddy up right
How
there.
about we walk this off?
Two of them. Four
Down
of them.
3.
You good? I'm dropping. Okay, hold on. Coming.
Got him too
Wow,
much.
Nice. Nice. Oh, wow.
Quad kill. Fuck yeah.
Hello everyone, and thank you for clicking on this video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking all field upgrades in Warzone from useless to probably needs a nerf. And if you like what you see here, consider leaving a like and subscribing to this channel. Without further ado, let's get into the tier list. There's a total of 10 field upgrades in the game if you include plunder, but there's only 7 of those in Warzone and Rebirth. That means we don't get 3 of those field upgrades in the actual game. It is crazy to see how much stronger a lot of these field upgrades are in comparison to others, and how badly some of them actually need buffs. I have put them in 3 different tiers: non-existent, mid-tier, and high tier. The first up is tactical insertion, which makes sense that it's not in the actual game of Rebirth in Warzone because it marks your location for your next spawn, but because you have gulag or you wait your timer out in Rebirth, it makes sense, and you spawn in the air, it makes sense you won't just spawn back on the ground. For plunder, I'm not sure. I don't play plunder, so I'm not here to rank them based off that, but in the actual game, it's ranked in the non-existent category, and I don't see it coming into the game anytime soon. Coming up at number 9, we have EMP Drone, which could be slightly useful because you get a ping, like a UAV sweep of everyone in the nearby area, and you take away enemy radar. But the issue with that is it doesn't do that much in comparison to a lot of the other field upgrades. If you just take away their radar for about 15 seconds, 20 seconds, it's not going to help you a whole ton within a scenario, and because it also only drops in plunder, it's not super useful within the game. I would like to see it implemented in Warzone and Rebirth, and I think it could be slightly useful for the UAV sweep and get the pings on the radar, but because it's only one sweep, it doesn't do that much for you. And in number 8 for non-existent, and this is the last one in the non-existent category, we have weapon drop. Now, I really do think weapon drop could be a solid field upgrade if put into Warzone and Rebirth, because you get there, you get the weapon drop in the early game, you drop it down, you get a solid weapon, and you're able to shred until you get your loadout. That's how I see it playing out, but because I've never seen it in Warzone or Rebirth, I'm assuming it doesn't exist in there, and it just, because it's not in plunder, you get your loadout right offhand, it's not that useful. But like I said, I think if it was in Warzone and Rebirth, I think it would actually be above a couple of these other perks. And I think it would actually be a good field upgrade. Sorry, did I say perks? I always say perks. I meant to say field upgrade. I think it would be a solid field upgrade to put into the game. Next up, we have our mid-tier category. And from here on out, all field upgrades will also be in Warzone and Rebirth. So this is why the mid-tier is higher than the non-existent tier. Up first in mid-tier, we have Recon Drone. Now, I think the issue with Recon Drone is that you can't move while you control it, and then you have to hold the button for quite a while before you can actually exit the drone. And I would much rather get a UAV and pop it instead of trying to control the drone around and tell my teammates where they are. Now, I understand a Recon Drone can be useful if a team is ghosted to get the intel on the team, but I don't think it is versatile enough to really put it onto a higher tier. Number 6 is going to be deployable cover. Now, I really like to put deployable cover on stairs because it makes it hard for enemies to jump up to where you're at. But besides the stair deployable cover trick, I don't think deployable cover is that good because it can get shot down pretty quickly, as well as people can just run around it or get you from behind. There's a lot of different ways up into buildings in Warzone, and so placing it down in one area might not be the best tool at all times, but it can be nice to have, and you can potentially make enemies waste ammo, and so you can shoot back. Next up, we have trophy system, which honestly I only really find good on vehicles. I don't find it super great in just regular gunfights. I found it better to just put on a vehicle and then go drive around. But I understand the usefulness of it. It's just like the Recon Drone, it's not super versatile. You're doing one thing and getting 3 grenades stopped by it, and it's mostly just good on vehicles, and that's why it gets the number 5 spot. Up next is Armor Box. Now, Armor Box is the best of the mid-tier because it is the last on the mid-tier, and Armor Box is good to have in the early game when you need armor and your teammates don't have plates and you can plate up super fast and max out on that. But it's pretty easy to also find armor usually throughout the map. And also, one thing that doesn't help is armor boxes cost 6,000 at a buy station, I believe. And that's whereas plates just cost 1,500, and I don't think it's a good deal at the buy station to buy an armor box, but it is the best of the mid-tier because it does resupply you and your whole team with armor. And last up, we have the high tier. For number 3, we have Munitions Box. Now, all of these from here on out are the best of the best, and I'm sure you can guess what they are, but Munitions Box is really good to have and just to hold on to because it just gives you and your team max ammo. It's very simple, but very good as well. It's the simplicity that makes it very good and useful, and you don't really have to think. You just need to get loadout, get a munitions, and your team is set to go. A munitions is always the backup or the second thing you get right after you get a loadout, and that's why it's going at number 3. Number 2 is Dead Silence, and I think it is the most versatile, and that's why it is number 2. You know exactly what's going to happen when you pop it. You're going to go silent and get a little bit of an increase in speed, and you know when it's going to happen because you control when. You move around how you want, you play how you want, you do whatever you want when it's active, except you can be a lot more aggressive with it because you just feel a lot more speedy. And I always try to go for Dead Silence as my field upgrade within the game, because it is so versatile and it is so easy to just sneak up on teams. But it is not number 1. And number 1 is one that I don't know if it should even be in the game. Like, I understand it's more rare now, and you probably know what it is, but it is able to just shred teams so easily with just one magazine, and you saw it in the intro clip. It is stopping power rounds. You can just destroy a whole team with one magazine, as I did in that intro clip, and that didn't take that much effort. If I didn't have stopping power rounds, I think I would have been down there, not gonna lie. It is a very useful tool. It is versatile because you just reload your gun with stopping power rounds and you shoot and you play normally, but you just have stronger rounds. It is simple and versatile, and I think it's the best one. But there is one field upgrade for Warzone and Rebirth, and it is not in Plunder. I don't know if you guys know what it is. It's the loadout drop. I think that's actually the best of the best. But without the loadout drop involved, of course, stopping power is number one, followed up very closely with dead silence. If you've made it this far through the video, I would like to thank you. This is a channel I would like to increase and grow and maybe do some more lists like this, which I find fun. I would also like to say some of my input on the game, and I would also like to make some of my own ideas on how we can rework some of the systems within Warzone, because right now Warzone kind of feels stale. It's like there's only certain perks people pick up, Ghost, Tyler. No one picks Shrapnel, everyone has Amped. It's not a very versatile, people are actually unique characters within the game. And I would like to see more things buffed to be on par with the top tier stuff so that we can play in a variety of different ways. So moving on with this channel, I think that's going to be the direction I'm focused on. And if you like what you see here, make sure you leave a subscribe and a like. I would really appreciate it. And I'm going to let this gameplay play out, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.
So there is Nova 6 has some guys also, I think, Reddit Orange building. Yeah, they're trying to snipe my ass around. I'm gonna try to get my loadout or my guns up here. But I'm managed. Enemies.
I need to pick up plates. Are there still spare ones over here?
Right here downstairs. They just appeared. I let him play up right where I marked it. Yeah, he's throwing down. Don't follow, cause Nova. Ah, shit. He's pretty good too. Yeah.
We're gonna go from wall to wall.
Destination marked.
Try and stay on the wall, okay? Like, try to stay there. Try to stay on
try to buy
purple.
me back.
I saw people
no.
Target
going.
appears hostile.
Once we
Target
get enough
appears
money,
hostile.
I'll buy you guys.
Confirming hostile.
What?
Confirming hostile.
Be careful with headquarters and Nova. That's the real threat right now. Two teams. One, he's parachuting above you. Just keep focusing on what's near you.
There are two teams over
Is
there.
that a
Target appears
growl?
hostile.
No, this is
Or is that a growl?
Craig. Oh.
No, it's not. I have a growl. On the roof, sniping.
Sustaining fire.
Precision. Whatever you have. Buster, you got the...
No time to sleep on the job.
Position. Allied cluster strike inbound.
Nice. Peace. There he is. Careful when you are.
Under fire here.
There they are.
Gas is closing. Relocating the safe zone.
Plate. Yeah, reload. Plate.
Gas is inbound.
What? If you had that on the plate, you would have been good. Yeah, you got it.
Woo!
This is nice, man.
Yes, boy.
Blow up, bro. How'd you do
Yes.
that? What the-
Oh, yes.
That's 2 wins in a row, bro. What the hell?
Oh, I'm recording that match. I had that quad kill and then a grenade.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Good game, guys. You guys want to run another one?
Yeah. I got work in like 30 minutes, but yeah.
Wow.
Well, I gotta leave in 30 minutes.
One game. Yeah, that's one game.
2.
11 kills, get to it.
Oh.